Hey everyone. Hey.
Don't
It's
forget
been
to
a
share,
while.
subscribe, and like.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Share and
I
subscribe.
got a poem for you. I didn't memorize it, so please bear with me. It is called The Power Belongs to the People. The power belongs to the people, and to the people belongs the power. We fighting a war and it may splatter the America you thought said your life matter. If we were free, then we all slaves now. Under the brave, we are not. We holding band-aids to blood clots. Your heart already exploded, knowing one man eroded what you took years to build. Remember, the restoration can never be killed. The revelation never build. The power belongs to the people. Rise up and remember your power. Now is the hour.
Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I am well. So, it turns out that I did hurt my calves. I sprained both calves. The right side, on the left side worse than the right side, and just healing that. And remembering not to push myself too much or listen to people at the gym when they try to convince me to do a workout with them. But all is well, all is well. So I did not forget, I'm supposed to continue the chat on stress and how it presents your body. I actually am going to add a YouTube link where you can find out ways that stress appears in your body and different ways that you can work on your breathing to relax your muscle and to increase the oxygen flow throughout your body. I wanted to talk about this topic that was placed on my heart. But before this topic, I want to tell you a few fun facts about myself. So my name is Trisha. For those who are new here, I speak 3 languages, even this is for those who are old here too. I'm a mom to 2 amazing boys who are 13 and 9. I have a Bible. For 25 years, I've had this Bible, and it has been to all parts of the world with me. And the first trip I took was a cruise. It was a Western Caribbean cruise, I believe. So it was Mexico, Belize, we did stops there, and Bahamas. But then I took it to Togo with me, West Africa, when I did a Peace Corps, Ghana. I took it to Brazil with me, and of course, Jamaica. So different places I've been to. Where else? Italy. Went to Italy with me, Turkey, Turks and Caicos, St. Lucia. All right. So I love that Bible, and it's a little tattered up, but on it, there's a sticker of Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, and it just says, "Be brave." The sticker is old and worn and torn up, but I really, really love that Bible. My mom gave it to me. Another thing is I love to speak to people on the street. So any neck of the woods I'm at, I'm talking to the homeless people or anybody, but talking to homeless people, hearing their stories, maybe just eating with them, um, buy them some food or whatever, and just hear about their life story and why, the what, the when, the where, the how. Just because they are people and they're still God's greatest creation, and just to let them know that they are seen and that they are loved. All right. So this is a story I'm going to share with you. There's a reason why I'm going to share it with you too. So I was speaking to my sons the other night, and particularly Amir and I were engaging more. Zion don't talk much to me. And that's not true. Now he's engaging more. But when Amir is in the mix, those who know Amir speaks more and he elaborates and he exaggerates and he just makes his presence known and he dominates the conversation. So talks over everybody. So I wonder where he gets that from. Anyway, my son says to me, "I miss Charlotte and I wish we lived in Charlotte." And I remember thinking that the other day, yesterday, before this conversation with him, how much I miss Charlotte. The people were so kind and friendly. And we just had a beautiful place we stayed in. And I loved our pool and our neighbors. And thinking about Charlotte, I just got so angry as to why I had to leave and what I left and what I lost. And the boys were in a great school, an amazing school. And my son said, "I really love this school. I really missed the school." Big up to Highland Creek. Principal Saxton, amazing job. And I said, what else do you miss about Charlotte? He's like, they were kind, and when our car broke down, and they always helped us. Yeah, our car broke down a lot, but they would stop and say, "Are you okay? Can we help you? What's going on?" And I know if I lived in New York, they would have passed right by, no care in the world. But he said, "I miss our cat." I had a cat. We had a cat, Riley, and I missed our dog, Cowboy. Their father had a dog named Cowboy. Anyway, my son said if we had stayed there, we would still be a family. And I reflected on that. I reflected what family is about and what, our family is now and what it looks like, what it feels like. Anyway, but I have always loved Maryland. It's a suburban area, and I could always go down to the city, Washington, D.C. And in my tears, I just stopped and said, thank you, God. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I say that to say you are where you are supposed to be. I had to leave Charlotte because I just woke up one day after a dream. And in the dream, and I just woke up and I said, you know what? If I don't leave now, I will be dead tomorrow. I've had lots of dreams in my life about things, and I saw where I should go. So even though my family was adamant, they were like, come back to New York, and they're going to be fine. Come back. Your brother and sisters and you were all raised here. You turned out fine. And I said to this family member, I don't want my children to go back to New York City. The Bronx, the Queens, nowhere there. The times have changed, and the era I was raised in, it's not the same. It's not the same. And I simply said, I'm not afraid to die. And men, I fear no man. I don't fear no man. I fear no one. I just want to be around to see my children grow up and become amazing individuals. I need to go to a place where I can have peace and heal. And New York City isn't it. And I didn't want them to, definitely, def means definitely. I definitely didn't want them to be in New York City public school system where the teachers don't care. Some of them, I should say, but they don't care. And the drugs are different. The mentally ill people are different. They just present different, And I understand. People's body composition and all these things. But no, if you have been to New York City, you understand what I mean. The mentally ill people in New York is different than the DMV, and the crackheads are different. The rats are different. Just everything is different. It's just different. It's different. And I get it. The city that don't sleep, the drugs don't either. And no one can tell me differently. My mind is made up. So my girl, Reen, I called them one day and said, listen, can you come with me so I can find a place to stay in Maryland? Can you come with me? Can you come with me? And she's like, yeah. And so it all worked out. To God be all the glory. So I found an amazing church. But my downfall is that I did not check the school district. I didn't. I knew about zoning, but I just felt like, you know what? Wherever I live, I'll work it out. I'll get them into a better school if the school zone that's zoned for them is not good. If I just lived 2 blocks, guys, if I just found a place 2 blocks up the street, I would have been in another county in a way better school district. But I, still don't regret it. I'm a bulldog and I'm relentless. So as a parent, I show up to parent-teacher meetings. Every day I'm at the school. Every day I'm like, what's going on? I'm sending an email and just inquiring to the teacher, let them know I'm active. They come to me with any concern if my children are acting up. So I typically get, oh, Miss Green, you're so involved. You're always here. You should be the PTA president. I'm up in there. That's not enough homework you're giving them. What's going on? But one day I got a call that my son was having an asthma attack and that he doesn't have his pump. And I need to hurry up and bring his pump if there's any way I could get there as soon as possible. And I was like, but he has a pump in the nurse's office. What's going on? Where's the nurse? And they said to me, we don't have one right now. And his pump is locked in the office. And I said, oh no. And I simply said, if something happens to my son, if anything happens to my son, I said, if anything happens to my son, jumped in the car, got there in time, and she was like, oh, the nurse was reassigned to another school because another school needed this nurse. And so I said, but what happened to the children here? What's going to happen to the children who need care and everything? Oh, the principal's like, oh, the secretary has been trained and she can take care of things. And I said, the school your child is in, do they have a secretary as the nurse? And he was like, no. And I said, so why should I be content with that? That's not okay. That is not okay. So I wrote an email to question, I found the information for the district and the liaison and the commissioner, the school, whoever's in charge, superintendent. I wrote an email to question as to why the children did not have a nurse at the school. And I said there was children that need to be tended to as well. And I knew the drill because I used to work as a therapy in the school system. So I knew why they would take nurses out and where they would put the nurses and how to get the nurse back, So I basically said, this is unacceptable, not on my watch. And I fought tooth and nail. And they try to put it on me. Well, your son should have had a pump and this. And I said, he has a pump. And Miss Green, you didn't fill out the proper paperwork. And I said, oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. I went to Hunter College. They taught me how to fight one way, the white way. And Howard University taught me how to fight the black way. And I say that to say the spirits of my ancestors and the God in me, I raise hell. I raise hell. And I basically said, I know where. I called and I said, I spoke to this lady and I said, by the way, there used to be a nurse here at this school and I heard the nurse was reassigned. Where was the nurse reassigned to? And she was just like, I can't dispense that information. And I said, was she assigned to this county? I named the county and a more affluent school. And she said, well, they needed more resources. So I already knew what went down. And I said, well, my son had an asthma attack. His pump was in the office. The door was locked. He had no access. He could have died. And the blood would have been on your hands. I don't want this to happen to anyone else's child. We need a nurse in that school. We need a nurse back immediately. Immediately. So that whole week fighting, and I was adamant. And I was a bulldog. And I was adamant. And I come in, here comes Miss Green causing trouble. If me causing trouble is because I want a nurse in the school, because I care for the safety and the health of the children, then I'm going to cause trouble to the day I die. So you better believe they had a nurse back in that school. And not only for 3 days a week, they had a nurse in that school for 5 days a week. So I say that to say, find your fight, fight hard, and remember your power. Now is the hour.